Well, good morning everybody and welcome to planning meeting here, part one.
This site is located within Eastfield and consists of 26 two-storey housing association properties that are arranged around two separate cul-de-sacs and next to a footpath and cycling to Warren Road. The cycling and walking officer has also raised concerns about the application and feels that the cycling and pedestrian link to Warren Road should be widened to 3.5 metres. And a number of local residents and users of this link have also raised similar concerns, which have been assessed in the report. In summary, I feel that the scale of the proposed development, which is 24 additional dwellings on this site and 4 in phase 3, is not significant enough to justify improvements to this route. Revised highways layout has been drawn up following significant pre-application discussions with the Highways Authority, who particularly wanted to secure a modification to the existing layout here to try and slow vehicle speeds down. And they have expressed their support for the scheme that's been submitted. The report notes that a separate confidential viability report has been submitted with the application, arguing that any reduction in the number of dwellings or requirement for infrastructure contributions would make the scheme unviable. This shows the proposed layout. Now, this is the very latest amendment and does differ very slightly from the plans that were included in the drawing pack. You can see the main access coming in off Eastfield and near to the link through to Warren Road, which is proposed to be retained as part of this application.
I'm Richard Taylor of Milton Road. The Council has got some very strong policies for preserving and enhancing cycle and walking routes in the city. I've come today to urge you to follow these policies when you make the decision. What we've currently got on the connection between Eastfield and Warren Road is a clearly marked, signed, shared use cycle and pedestrian footway. I'm not convinced that the plans that are before you will preserve that, and they certainly won't enhance it. What is proposed includes 2 90-degree corners. You've heard from your officer that they think that this will slow traffic, including cyclists. I don't think that is appropriate. I think there is an opportunity here to have a straight and safe cycle route through from Warren Road down Eastfield, connecting Milton Road and Science Park with, for example, the low traffic cycle routes along Riverside. I would be making these points even if this was a single plot. I don't think the comments about this not being a large enough development to warrant improving cycle routes. And the cycling campaign, the local county councillor and many residents and your own cycling and walking officer have expressed concern about the impact on cycle routes.
Obviously, I do accept the comments about the cycle footpath, which has been preserved and is a 3-metre footpath as shown on the plans.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, I'm particularly concerned about the questions of permeability for walkers and cyclists. I think I'm not pleased with the changes that's being made. I'd like to see a map showing the present, future and past ones. I'd like to see this so-called overgrown path and any other aspects of the pedestrian and cycle movement in this area, please.
Okay, I'll just go back to the site location plan here. The existing linkages are shown firstly through to Warren Road, which is towards the left-hand side of the, I'll see if I can point to it. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so there's the link through to Warren Road here, which is the footpath and cycle link. This is where the proposal involves the reconfiguration of the highway layout. This shows the link through to the back of the primary school.
And I have to say that I think Richard Taylor's
intervention is a useful one, because as I see it, the mix of cycling, of cyclists and pedestrians, particularly children, going to and from school, and presumably some of them being unaccompanied, with two abrupt 90% corners, seems to me to be not a very sensible, safe solution to the mix of cyclists and pedestrians. I'd like further comment on that.
In terms of the design, clearly everybody has a view on this design and other designs, and we all think one or two things could be done a little bit better, could be done differently, and that is clearly often the subject of discussion at this committee. But we have to judge what's here in front of us now with the evidence behind it from the report and the public file documents. In terms of the cycle link or pedestrian stroke cycle link from Warren Road, clearly there's a change in the configuration of how this relates to this development. Yes, in an ideal world, in an ideal design, you'd have a straight through cycle and footpath link through. This does have a turn along it. That's, again, that's not unknown within the city. We have lots of routes that then suddenly turn and kink and whatever. Yes, it's not ideal for a cyclist, but actually, in terms of design, it's done to actually make that entrance point to the development and the main part of the development to boot into a better, safer environment for all concerned. And I think I, again, respect that in terms of the design treatment. Yes, it may slow down a few cyclists, but actually that's because there's lots of other conflicts of movements at that point, so that's to be accepted.
Yeah, I asked 3 questions. None of them has been answered. I would enjoy the courtesy of an answer to my question.
Okay, could I go to the vote then? The recommendation is for approval, which can be found on page 148. All those in favour, please show.
Six, Chair.
Those against?
One, Chair.
Thank you very much. That concludes this morning's session.
I'm Richard Taylor, and I've just been to a Cambridge City Council planning meeting to urge councillors to follow their policies on preserving and enhancing cycling and walking routes around Cambridge. Now, the path behind me, which goes between Eastfield and Warren Road, was under discussion this morning, and councillors Smart, Peppers, Hipkin, Dryden, Blencoe and Hart all voted to allow the development on the site behind me to go ahead, even though it will not be preserving and enhancing this path. Currently the path is a well signed and marked formal shared cycle and pedestrian route. I went along to the meeting and I used a public speaking slot to make clear to councillors what the current situation is here. Now the path will be retained as a footpath at least. It's not clear whether we will keep it as a cycle route. There's also going to be 2 90-degree corners introduced at the other end of the path where the junction with the new homes is to be redesigned. Now the developer's agent attended the meeting this morning and they told councillors that this path was currently 3 metres wide. Now I don't think that's true, so I've brought a tape measure along with me to check that out. So currently the path is not 3 metres wide as claimed. I've just measured it there and it's just over 2 metres. 2 metres and 10 centimetres is what I got there by measuring it. So the Cambridge City Council cycling and walking officer suggested that when there's a development of, I think it's around 50 new homes here, that we could justify asking them to expand the path just to 3.5 metres. Councillors rejected that idea, and councillors rejected the comments that have been made by many local residents, by the cycling campaign, by the local county councillor Ian Manning, and others, suggesting that when this area is being redeveloped, we should preserve and enhance this important cycle and walking route. Councillors decided not to this morning. The councillors who voted for the proposals as they were Councillor Smart, Councillor Hipkin, Councillor Pippas, Councillor Dryden, Councillor Blencoe and Councillor Hart. So those are the councillors who have voted against the city's really quite strong planning policies to protect the cycling and walking routes in the city. But there's no good having those policies if when you get to a planning meeting, councillors decide not to follow them.